Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront updates and some Star Wars Battlefront 2 and Star Wars gaming news here, as I've got some new stuff to talk about, both in regard to Battlefront 2 but also a cancelled Battlefront game, as well as which other Star Wars games that are currently in the works over at EA, and some news that I've simply forgotten to talk about in my recent news updates regarding the community manager Ben leaving and so on. But before we get into the news, I just wanted to let you know that me and Sutis are currently taking part of the GFuel Madness competition, where basically a bunch of us GFuel partners are competing with our codes throughout March for a chance to win a custom shaker. And we just progressed to round 2 thanks to you guys using code SHEEV. So code SHEEV gives you 30% off GFuel for the duration, and the second round is now between March 5th to 8th. So if you want to help out and if you're looking to restock on some GFuel, use code SHEEV and me and Sutis have a chance to win ourselves a custom shaker. So any purchase, small or big, helps. And if you want to follow Sutis on Instagram, you can find a link to her Instagram in the description below. But now let's get straight into the news. First of all, we have the community calendar for March that dropped a couple of days ago, and nothing new here really, but there's gonna be some triple XP events, also a Farm Boy Luke and Princess Leia quest if you haven't been able to unlock those skins yet, as well as an unlimited power event which means 9 heroes per side and 75% off heroes, reinforcement and vehicles, which means chaos, and as always a midweek boost every Wednesday for double XP. But something that I simply forgot to talk about that I think most of you probably know, but that is the fact that Ben, the community manager over at DICE, is actually leaving as a community manager in a couple of weeks. I'm guessing maybe after the March update. He announced that he will be moving away from the community manager role and actually moving over to a producer. So he will still be at DICE, but he has not said which game he will be working on as a producer on. And there hasn't been any talks about a replacement yet either, which has me a little bit worried if this could be a hint that they might not really be continuing with Battlefront 2 for that much longer. It has me a little bit worried. Ben has been, well, he has done so much for this game and the community. I mean, he was part of when this game made, well, I guess the big, I mean, he was a big part of the whole revival of Battlefront 2 really, when we went from absolutely no communication, everything was shut down, and well, the game was not in a good state, to building up the community transmissions, the community updates, better communication and everything like that. So I really can't thank Ben enough for what he's done for the community. But yeah, I'm not really sure what game he's going to be working on as a producer, but I don't think it's Battlefront 2, as in that case he would probably have said so. Moving on, Ben confirmed out on Reddit that there are plans to add a play all button to co-op, so you don't have to specifically choose the era and faction, but if you want to play, like, every round will be different eras, different factions, that's going to be possible in the future through a play all button, simply put. And then Manuel, one of the design directors on Battlefront 2, said out on Twitter that Boba Fett is coming to PvE. I'm assuming he means in like co-op, instant action and so on. So hopefully that he will be arriving in March. Lastly, I want to talk about some cancelled Star Wars gaming news, which we have unfortunately gotten used to by now, but also about what other games they're currently working on. Because Jason Schreier, as you might know, he somehow gets all this inside information about EA and, well, the games industry overall, and this information comes from like 6 different sources within EA, that they were actually working on a Battlefront game early 2019, codenamed Viking, which was planned to be released fall 2020 on the next-gen consoles. But since the timeline was unrealistic, they cancelled it very early in 2019, but it wasn't reported until now, and it was going to be like a spin-off of the Battlefront series with open-world elements, which to me sounds really nice, but I mean, it was in such an early state that it's impossible to judge really. But it was supposed to be EA Vancouver and Criterion, who made the space battles for Battlefront 2, who would be working on it together, but according to those sources, there were too many cooks involved and they didn't really get anywhere, and the timeline was simply unrealistic, so they cancelled it very, very early on. I don't think they even got, well, more beyond the planning stage even. But that's a shame. I don't really know what we have in store for the future of Battlefront right now, if we do have a future. I mean, the game is doing fantastic right now, but Are we getting another Battlefront game? Are they continuing with this game for a long time? I don't really know. But he does say at the end of the article that currently in the works there are 2 Star Wars games at EA, which is first of all a Fallen Order sequel, secondly an unusual project at EA Motive in Montreal. So Fallen Order sequel, thank you very much. I want that. I mean, everyone wanted that after playing the first Fallen Order, so that's definitely good news. The unusual project at EA Motive in Montreal, I have no clue what it could be. I don't know if they've been talking about that before or not. There's been well, a lot of talk about the cancelled, not cancelled games, but those seems to be the 2 at least known Star Wars projects that they are working on, according to Jason. So, well, I hope that... Well, the Fallen Order sequel is probably going to take years, but I hope that the other project is something that's more closer in the pipeline, maybe this year or at least the next, so that we don't have a massive gap between the Star Wars games. But yeah, that's really all I've got for you today. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.